Hey everybody, I'm just here to bring a bit of encouragement for today. And so let's look at Hebrews chapter 10, starting verse 23. We're going through 25. It's a very familiar passage. Some of you probably know this one. It says, "Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day drawing near." Now, most of us have heard this passage before, and we usually focus on one section of it that talks about not neglecting the meeting together of ourselves, as the manner of some is. But right now, we're not neglecting it. We just can't meet together. And so being together, I do want to say being together is important, but it's not the only part of this passage. And so I'm not trying to downplay the idea of being at church and coming together as a group, but it's only one part of this passage. It's important, yes, but only one part. And while we can't meet together, what can we do? And so looking at this passage, there's a few of the things we can do. We can hold fast to our hope. So we can talk about Jesus with those that are around us. And here's the thing, we can talk about Jesus to anybody we can get a hold of. We are separate, but we're not isolated. And so we can talk about Jesus to people. We can talk about Jesus to ourselves as well, which is part of what Pastor Whitney has challenged us to do, is to spend time in God's Word, to spend time reading and spend time in prayer and spend time listening to God. And that's, in essence, speaking Christ to ourselves. And we're holding fast to that hope we have in Him. And so the next thing we can do is we can stir them up. Now, hold on a second, but we can stir it up. And when I think of that, I remember the movie Independence Day. It came out in like 1996, and it was about, the world's about to be annihilated by this alien menace, and the armed forces of the United States are coming together for one last try to save humanity. And at this point, they're all kind of standing there and looking like they're not too happy and like they're already defeated. And the president in the movie stands up and he gives a message. And the last thing he says is that, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to move on. We're going to survive. And today we celebrate our Independence Day. And he gets everybody on board, and everybody just starts cheering because they were stirred by what he said. Well, we can do the same thing. Who might you be able to stir with your words? How might you be able to stir someone up to action if you only spoke up? Talk about Jesus. Stir people up with your words. Help them to show love and do good. And the last thing is encourage. Because as we're doing these things, sometimes we get discouraged. But yet, we can encourage each other. In the same way that we can use our words to stir somebody up to action, we can encourage them as they're trying to do that. It was fun growing up playing baseball in Little League. My dad would come to a game, and everybody knew my dad was at the game because he would yell encouragement out at every player. Come on, pitch to him, let him hit. Come on, hit the ball. It was a lot of fun and a little embarrassing. But he always said encouraging things. So yeah, we can't meet right now, but we can encourage. We can stir people up. We can still talk to people about Jesus. We may not be able to meet in the church right now, but we can still be the church right now.